in Omonoia.
And we called taxi, and I put Kilian, I opened the door behind, I put him in the taxi, and I closed the door, and I want to go inside, and Kilian go out.
You're gonna get someone messaging you afterwards saying, "Why did you mention me?"
Hey, fuck them. She say, I cry because you are here today.
Πάμε σιλά καμουθιά βρεγά βρεγά τα μέσα.
Edo, No Choftes podcast. Welcome. It's our first show in a few days. I've lost. Do you know what, there, Chris? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, whenever there's an international break, my brain turns into a lava lamp. Honestly, and I don't know. I can't remember the last time we did a show together. It feels like months ago. It probably was like last week. How you doing?
Was it?
Fuck knows. When was it? Was the Isle game?
Last Saturday? No.
Not Saturday
When the
gone.
fuck was it?
Saturday before. Not Saturday gone. Saturday before.
No, yeah, we're there. It's been a long time.
What's wrong with your internet, man? You've got Roy
What's
internet
wrong?
now. You've gone all
No, it's
grainy.
not.
Yeah,
internet's
you've gone all
fine.
grainy. No. You've gone grainy.
Why
Anyone
did it
that's
show me
watching, I need
grainy?
people to know if it's just me that's gone grainy, or is it Chris that's gone grainy? Because you look like you've gone pixelated.
I'm good there.
And Duxy, whatever. It is what it is.
Internet's connection is
How's
unstable.
COVID anyway? How's COVID treating you?
Fucking boring, bro. Tipo da ne hođu, pravi nešto.
So let me get
Fucking
this straight.
hell, man.
You got the symptoms,
I only have
and
a
then you
runny nose. That's it.
and then you tested yourself.
No, I
then
went
you
and got
a-
tested.
Yeah.
Tested. They sent me a message and they were calling me. It's like, you need to come back. I was like, oh, fuck this shit, man. So I go back. She shows me that there was 2 lines. I was like, let me do it again. And I did it again. 2 lines again. I'm positive. But there's nothing fucking wrong with me. I'm normal. It's just my nose. It's a nose block. It shouldn't be COVID, me having to be stuck for a week home.
Do you trust that test? Do you trust it?
No, not really. I feel like I just had a runny nose. That's it. Thank you, Sen.
Because look, I don't know. Look, obviously I came to Cyprus in February, and we had to do our tests before we came over. But say this time last year, the NHS were giving us free COVID test kits, so you could do them at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I tested positive one time, and then I went to do the PCR test, which I had to book for the next day, and that came back as positive. And I thought, all right, and Daxia, I had the symptoms, and to be fair, it was a much stronger version of the flu for me anyway. Other people have had it worse. Don't get me wrong. But for me, it just sucked the life out of me. I was tired. I didn't lose my taste or anything, thank goodness. But I could be asked to do nothing. Yeah, I did the show with Roy, I think. The latest stages of me having COVID. I think I had it over my birthday. So you know what I was like on that day. I was fucking miserable. I didn't want to talk to no one. But when I came to Cyprus, we wanted to go to the north, and we had to do a COVID test to go to the north. And when I went to the Farmagia, the woman, like, she took the swab, right? But she didn't even put it up my nose. Like, when we came to the Aerodromia, when we landed, they shoved it up our noses, like fucking whatever. They ripped our noses. But when we went to the Farmagia, she didn't even put it, she just put it like the nose, not even inside the nose. I was like, what is this? This is how you do a test. And my missus was like, that was like a basic, wasn't even a test. I said, listen, they're probably trying to reduce the COVID numbers. So they're doing a basic, not even a test to say, oh yeah, you know, if it's 1 in 10 people that are tested positive, that's not a bad number. If it's 1 in 3, then it's bad. Do you get what I'm saying?
You know what's weird? Saturday the first test I did, literally they didn't even put it in. And I went back into the mall and I told my girlfriend, man, I feel a bit sick. And she didn't even do the test properly, literally enjixemo. And I came up positive. So other times when they stick it, they yabano and if gennis. So I don't know, man. Anyway, fuck this shit. Fuck COVID.
That's the worst when they shove it right up there. I mean, up the nose is fine. I wouldn't want it shoved anywhere else. You know what I mean? Thank goodness it's not that kind of test. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm hearing like when people have their prostate tests, they have their thing checked. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want nothing going up there.
That's sore and disgusting.
For me, it comes. Let me tell you what. I had the hernia operation 2004, right? And it was them. What's it called? Local. Was it local anesthetic or general? I can't remember. Local is the one where you're zonked out, but you're not asleep. Do you know what I mean? And I swear to God, when I remember having the operation, I was awake, but like dozy, so I didn't see nothing. And I was spaced out basically. And then when I got up, I felt something go up there. And immediately, it's almost as if it killed the anesthetic. I was like, what the fuck was that? And the woman goes, oh, we put a suppository. It's like, suppository. So whatever, anyway. So I was in the recovery room. They had this little room. I was sitting there waiting for the thing to wear off. And when it did, I was about to leave. My dad came to pick me up. And she gave me this packet of hapga. I was like, these are pretty big. She goes, yeah, you don't swallow them. I'm like, what? She goes, they're suppositories.
Yeah, put them up the bum.
I said, nah, it's okay. You need them. I said, no, it's okay. No. I'm okay. Take them. I took them anyway, but I didn't. Nah, I look at the size of them, man. Have you seen the size of them? They look like blenders, man. They're the size of blenders. Like a military bullet.
No.
Forget that. Putting anything like that there. Jesus Christ. No, but yeah, no, never.
I like your mug. Standard.
I'm keeping it. I don't care if he's still with us or not. I love the guy, man. I love the guy. So you've had basic symptoms, and then see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't trust that test, man. I don't trust the tests. I don't trust them because you could have like basic cold, and it'll flag
that's
up.
That's what I had, bro. I went to Molos on Friday, took the dog, and I didn't wear a hoodie for the first time. I was wearing just a long sleeve, and I was telling my girlfriend, "Listen, it's cold. I don't want to get sick. Let's go home." Went home. Went to Rumors on Friday. Woke up in the morning, nose blocked. I was like, okay, I feel weird. Let me go get a test. But it's just a nose block. It's a normal, common fucking flu. It's not fucking COVID. I don't have to stay home.
So why did you go get tested then if you had a fucking runny nose?
Because I was stressed and I wanted to be sure.
You're an idiot.
Maybe that's it. Whatever. At least we had Cyprus to watch this.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. I had nothing else to do. Yeah, I did.
I watched the first half.
Yeah.
The first half, and yeah, good performance. You're right, and Johnny's goal was absolutely phenomenal.
Good performance, but I do not rate that manager, man. I do not rate him.
But what kind of a system was that? Because I've seen a few games of Cyprus, and it's like a 4-2-2-1. Sorry, 5-2-2-1. 5-2-2-1.
Now, on paper, it's like a 3-5-2, but he probably does the 5-2-2-1, just like you said.
Because I saw like one bank of five, and then two holding midfielders, and then Johnny's and Babuli were dropping deep, and then Sotirio was up top on his own.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Do you know what? I look at that national team, and with the exception of a few players, it's a good team on paper.
It's a very good team, actually.
It's a good team on paper. But I just think they need a more progressive coach, because when they attack, they look threatening. Defensively, they're a bit, but listen, if you got the right players and you got them working in the system, I don't see why they can't do better than what they're doing, man. Honestly, it's just a weird.
I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame because we have really good players, and I'm sorry that I'm going to say this on a live stream, but the manager is he's not good. I don't rate him. He's terrible. I'm sorry that I'm using this word. I don't like
He's a dinosaur. He's a dinosaur. This is the thing.
I don't know, man.
He's not a progressive coach. And when you got a lot of look, okay, Sotiril's proven himself. I can't knock the guy. Yeah, he's played in Denmark. He's in Bulgaria at the moment. I think is it a Ludogorets still?
I think so.
Has he gone? Yeah.
So
he's scoring goals wherever he goes. All right, Foddy is the wrong end of 30, but he still does a job. We saw how good John is. Dimada, I think he's a brilliant midfielder, man.
Oh, he is. I can't believe Abuel actually let that guy go. He's a beast.
Yeah. And that's Minas Antonio, hit, miss, or maybe, really. Bidtai's obviously come through. He's a decent player, but I think he's been unlucky with injuries. Iwanu, the left back. This one is a bit of a strange one for me because I remember seeing him Man United's academy, and he did all right at Abuel, didn't he? He's at Como in Serie B, I think. I think he's in Italy now, isn't he?
I think so.
He's in Italy. Yeah.
It's a weird one because he was at a very top level in Cyprus. He got the transfer, but I don't know if his performances have improved or just downgraded a little bit.
He went to Forest and didn't do anything there.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. So I think he's a bit of a stranger. But then again, who is good enough to go in at left back for the Ethniki? Who's good enough?
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you, to be fair.
Well, if you think about it, look at the top teams in Cyprus, right? We've obviously got Lesiaks and Kiko. They're not Cypriot, right? So they can't play. But then again, mind you, Kiko probably can play because if he gets his citizenship, he's been in Cyprus long enough, he'll probably get citizenship and play for the Ethniki, can't he?
Is that what he's planning to do?
Well, I'm just saying, like he could, I guess. How long has he been in Cyprus? He was at Olympiacos. He's been with us for was it 5 years to be in Cyprus before you get citizenship? I can't remember. I don't know. But which left backs are available? Zabala is Argentinian. He's at Apoel. Right?
Avram. Play Avram at left back.
Jesus Christ. So who can play at left back? So he's the best of a bad bunch. What, Wheeler? Would you play Wheeler at left back? Again, I'm not shitting on the lad, but it is. So we can't really think. Right back, all right.
He was playing as a left wing back. He wasn't actually playing a proper right back. That left wing back is this.
Ioannou, yeah.
Yeah.
That's because they got three centre backs.
No.
They had Gogic as centre back with Bana. And who else played the centre back? Fuck. Was it Apollon lad? Was it the Apollon player? Who was it? Who's the centre back with him?
Hambos there. Hambos was playing centre back. Με τον Παναγιώτου.
Yeah.
Και τον Gogic. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So in the middle was Timata and
Timata, Spoljarits and Baboulis.
Spoljarits, yeah.
And up top, if you see, it was Marinos and Pieros. But he wasn't really playing as a striker. Marinos. I don't know. Man, I fucking hate international break.
Yeah, I had a lot of people. I uploaded the video, the Johnny's goal on Twitter. And I saw a lot of Sporting Kansas fans like retweeting it. They love the kid, man. They love the kid.
Do
you remember Mikhail Gafour? Gafour, yeah. The central defender that played for us. Briefly.
No.
You don't remember him? Don't mean you have to bring him up on fucking Transfermarkt for you, man. Mention the name of people. Like, who the fuck is this?
Who the hell is he?
But, anyway, but what's it called? Yeah, as for Johnny's, like a lot of people were waxing lyrical about him And do you remember when Thad came on the show? You weren't on it, but Thad,
I
he
watched
messaged me last night. He messaged me last night. He goes, "That's a really good goal." And I said, "Look, he's got it in him, man. He's got it in him." But you know, he needs consistency. And that's what he needs. When you go to a new club, especially a new league, the level is a little bit higher. The demands physically, mentally is high. And look, he's gone from Cyprus to the United States, man. It's like, you know, a tadpole in the fucking ocean. If you think about it. So he's gonna need the opportunities. But I think once he settles, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. Not us, obviously, because we know what he's capable of, but out there. I think he's going to do that. What do you reckon?
I think so, man. I think so. He just needs the game time. Namati Nomada do learn the league, and I think he will be one of their top players, not only for Sporting, but I also think in the league. And I'm not just speaking because he played for us and we know him, but I believe that. I believe the kid. He works hard. And I think if he continues the ways he is at the moment, I think future's going to be bright for him. I would like to see him play out of USA, though. Hopefully, I'd like to see him play maybe in England, maybe an Italian league. It's not as physical as Premier League because he's more of a pacey player. I don't know. What do you reckon?
It's difficult to say because the Premier League is a very, very fast-paced league. And I think at this age, it's difficult for a player at 20, 21 years old to come to the Premier League from MLS and make an instant impact. I remember when Almiron joined Newcastle from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it took him a while to really settle. And you could argue, all right, he's from South America, and then he went to North America, where the culture is pretty similar. I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, South American-speaking people, especially in Atlanta. But to come to the Premier League, to go to Newcastle, of all cities, where the weather is fucking dreadful, man, honestly. You know, and the lads probably can't understand a lot of things that's being sent up there because of the dialect and the accent. Yeah. And it took him a bit of time, and he's done all right. But if he came to England, he needs a club that's going to get him games, but also help him develop. You can't throw him in at a Newcastle or a Chelsea or a Man City. You can't. Do that.
He's like a Norwich, a Leeds.
I'd say Leeds.
If I would compare a player, that plays in Leeds at the moment, he's pacey.
Dan James.
Yep.
Dan James. Yeah.
How physical is Dan James? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he has the experience. He's played in United, but he's small. He's not big and chunky. So why not? Avec Marinos. But that's it, bro.
Look, I think he could do a job in Serie A. I think he could do a job in La Liga. And don't forget, I think the technical demands are important as well, if he's able to cope with that. But look, he's just joined Sporting Kansas, so we can't really, you know, say, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. We'd love for him to play in the major leagues. But that being said, I think he's actually at the right place at the moment. If you want to talk about his development, I think he's in the right place. He's going to get games eventually. And, you know, George has made the point here. He says he's been watching the games, Sporting Kansas. Hands down, one of the best players they have. Well, I've heard nothing but good things. So that, from what the fans are saying to me, he's doing well and they're pleased with him. So, you know.
Yep. Oh my God. Pode presume Giovanni, he got this international break.
Bayek on the 4th, isn't it?
Yeah, 4th of April.
Which is Monday. I've got that week off work, thank fuck, man. But it's half term. It's Easter half term, so the Moro's going to be home as well. Red, you know what? Yeah, I love spending time with my daughter. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to half term, and we're not on holiday, that is in a different country, it's fucking tough, man.
Yeah,
Because that's what, right? Because not because she's the problem, because there isn't really much for kids to do. Ever since COVID has been and gone, the whole dynamic has changed. And that's just thinking, bro. You could go to the thalassa. You can, you know, there's more. It's more open. Do you get what I'm saying? In London, I can't take my kids to the park and take my eye off her for a second.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's kidnappers, there's all that kind of shit. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in Cyprus, but it's very rare. It's very rare. And whenever I hear about that thing happening in Cyprus, it's usually a domestic issue. It's like a dad taking a daughter because he does. Do you get what I'm saying? But in England, rare. The amount of times we've seen in the local news that a guy has been driving a van around, taking a kid, throwing it in the back of the van or drugging them and all.
That's fucked up.
Man. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's tough. It's tough. So, you know, taking them to, I could take my daughter to a trampoline park. Do you have those in Cyprus?
Not specifically, but there's actually like some playgrounds, with trampolines.
Yeah. So we've got like this, for example, there's a warehouse, it's only a couple miles down the road. And inside it's just full of trampolines. Yeah. Yeah. And they're all connected as well. And they've got music and there's all different things. And the kids go in there, they jump around. When Stefania was like 2 or 3, I took her there for like an hour just so she could tire herself out. Bomber. But now she's 8 years old. I can't take her there for an hour and it's expensive to jump because she ain't going to jump for an hour. She gets bored. When she was 2 or 3, she'll jump for an hour, just an hour straight. She only comes to me when she wants Nero. But then it's like, Dora, Baba, I'm bored. What do you want me to do? Can we go somewhere? We're here. Like, where do you want to go? I want to go to the park. For fuck's sake, man. I'm going to go to the park. They'll finish your hour because I paid for an hour. I'm not going to like leave after half an hour. You know, you want to go to the cinema. You want to go to the cinema. What is there in the cinema for kids these days? Like,
Enchanto.
Don't get me started on that. No. That soundtrack there, we don't talk about. And the thing is, she watches YouTube, and you've got all these different YouTubers. They take the song and they've remixed it and they've made it their own, and they put their own lyrics or they put dogs singing. And man, the worst thing about it is I've got, have you got Alexa? You know what Alexa is?
Yeah, but I don't.
I said the name and she's lit up and she's going to start fucking talking in a second.
Does she say, Alexa, play this, play that, Ulimera?
Yeah, but don't forget, I've got it on my phone as well. I've got Amazon Music on my phone. So we're in the car. Alexa, play this. I'm not going to say the name because she's going to start playing. She says it and then it starts playing in the fucking car. Oh my God. That's why I don't drive her to school. You notice I walk her to school because if I drive her to school, all right, it's only a mile away. What's the point in driving? But if I walk her to school, I don't have to worry about playing any music. Whereas when we're in the car, she presses this button, the last 50 songs played, and guaranteed we don't talk about Bruno is there.
My God, bro.
So I don't. Man, I can't do this. Roy, I think Dutch, Belgian, Scandinavian leagues better suit our talents, especially players who have a more attacking role, maybe even Bundesliga. Which clubs do you think in Cyprus will be producing better players next season, like from an academy perspective?
That's a hard one, to be fair, man.
Because them lot, they brought in Sacha this season, haven't they? And he's done well.
Sacha and Orthosi brought the Chrysostomu kid.
That's just one player, Orthosi.
Ael's brought a few players. I don't know if Papafodi is from the youth. I'm not sure.
I'm sure, man.
I don't know, man. But Apollon, nah. But it's something that when rarely see.
Nick has hit the nail right on the head. That's where Theodoro came from, isn't it? The Apoel winger. I didn't realize he was 24. I thought he was younger than that. He's a baller, man.
So many players have come from that team, man. So many players.
Mm-hmm.
To name one, Mihalis Konstantinou came from NOC. They brought a lot of players, man. Nice
What's he
one.
doing with himself now anyway, man? I've been trying to find him on social media to get him on the show, but he ain't having it. I can't find him.
I don't know, man. Effian. No one to the extent we have. I can agree on that. And I'm not just bragging about because it's my football team, but no one produces youth like we do. Period. Thank you. Bro, I saw a lot of tweets yesterday. The England fans were booing Maguire. Is that true?
Yeah, they were booing him. I don't know why. But this is what I don't understand.
Serves him right.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, it's not his fault that he's getting picked. And it's not his fault that he's Man United captain. It's not his fault that United spent 80 million quid. And it's not his fault that he's still being selected for Man United. Okay, it's his fault that he's shit. But this is what I'm saying. Like, if he's shit, why is he being played? So what's going on?
Because he was simply bought for 80 million pounds, whatever, and he's forced to play. That's the only reason he's playing. You can't bench an 80 million signing.
Of course he can.
They won't though. That's why he's playing day in, day out.
But that's not his fault then. Is it his fault? Is it his fault that his agent has got him 200 grand a week? It's not his fault. Really. Because the club is stupid for paying that money.
Mm-hmm.
The club is stupid for paying that money. So, you know, what do you want me to tell you? Like, okay, he's been booed by England fans, but I remember before Euro 96, I went to England versus Hungary. It was a friendly at Wembley, and England won 3-0. And all the Man United players were being booed.
Were booed, yeah.
They were being booed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not a new thing for Man United players to be booed.
Think about this.
Right, okay. I watched that game and I wanted Nigeria to go through badly because I have a vested interest in the Nigerian national team for work purposes. And it would have been ideal for me if Nigeria qualified for Qatar because I would have gone to Qatar.
Nice.
I haven't made any secrets about it. I helped the deputy technical director of the Nigerian national team with his social media and his media exploits.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to qualify would have been great for me. And obviously, because he's a mate as well. It would have been great for Francis, for Shehu as well. Shehu's just become a dad. And to be honest, I hate to say this, but Francis was at fault for Ghana's goal. Partey shot from about 25 yards.
I didn't see it, so
it was a big mistake. It was a big mistake. And the thing is, I'm not trying to be funny, but the last time Nigeria went out of a major competition was the AFCON, and it was another goalkeeper that made a mistake. So it's a growing trend that the Nigerian goalkeepers are at fault for goals. That being said, if you watch the game, Nigeria were dreadful. It wasn't just Francis had a bad game. Like, you know, what's his name? Osimhen, the Napoli striker, who's been phenomenal for them this season.
Yep.
Right? He was trying overhead kicks. He was trying to be the hero. And the thing is, what I will say about this national team, the Nigerian national team, the difference between them and Ghana was that Ghana played as a team, whereas Nigeria played as individuals. There were a lot of players trying to do spectaculars when they didn't have to. The basics were being done all wrong. And when Shehu came on in half time, first of all, I was surprised he got called up because I thought he was injured. Secondly, I was surprised he came on to play central midfield because the game was going through the middle and he was giving the ball away. He was making a lot of errors. And that's just lack of sharpness, lack of fitness. So there's going to be like an inquest. But did you see what happened at full time?
They were running after them, right?
Right. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up because I saw it on Twitter last night. I was like, what the flipping hell is going on, man? This is just bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. What is it about? One minute.
Fuck myself, this dog, man.
What has the dog done to you, man?
Richtig,
I still know. Unlock this screen. Oh my god, I need to do my preferences. I have to do my system preferences. I can't bring it up because it's not letting me do it because I updated StreamYard and then I need to restart everything. No, I'm not going to do that. But basically, the fans went on the pitch and they were chasing the players. They were chasing the coaches. Apparently, a doctor who wasn't Ghanaian or Nigerian, is from Zambia, I think.
Did he
was
die?
By fans and they killed him.
I saw it on
They
Twitter.
killed him, man.
I saw it on Twitter.
Doctor. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I mean, I saw what happened. Did you see what happened in Mexico a few weeks ago with the fans that stormed that rioted on the pitch?
Fucking hell, man.
It happened in Mexico there a few weeks ago. There was the barras, the ultras. They ran on the pitch and they were stabbing each other and they were killing people. It was mental, man. What the fuck is going on?
Fucking hell, bro.
But yeah,
Bro,
like I said,
I'm reading this report Roy sent about Tsepa. What do you think about that?
what, possibly going to India?
Yeah, but is this his manager, the Dejan guy, Vukadinovic? Is that Marco's manager? Because he says Tsepa is 30 years old. He's not ready yet for the Indian League.
Vukadinovic.
Yeah, η θέση του manager του Τσέποβιτς για το ενδιαφέρον από την Ινδία.
Well, he's an agent. Yeah, he's a football agent. He's a football agent. He's got a few other players on his books.
What do you think, man? Do you think he's going? Do you think he's staying?
It's difficult to say, man, because we haven't heard anything about contract renewals. You know, Mix is out of contract. Shehu's out of contract. We've got a whole heap of players out of contract and nothing is being done. So on the one hand, there could be an element of truth to it. But on the other, perhaps, you know, the agent is putting out this story or talking to someone in the media to maybe speed up things with Omonoia. And the thing is, if we didn't have a new manager, I don't know if this deal, the new contract would have been offered anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. We don't know what's going on. And with Lennon coming in, he's saying that he's going to give players opportunities to prove themselves. Well, Shepherd obviously hasn't had a chance because he's been injured the whole time. Yeah. So hopefully he'll get a shot against Bayek if he's fit, and then take it from there. I don't think you know, Matavs has done much since joining us. It's difficult to say, and in all fairness, if we are to challenge for the title next season, there needs to be an overhaul. I'm sorry to say this, there needs to be a lot of new blood coming in.
Yep.
So
which Berg said on the podcast with the housing guy, the mistake that Omonoia did was not refreshing the squad. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's exactly what he said. Right?
He basically said, I think he said the mistake that Omonoia made was they didn't do what Man United did after winning, before winning the treble. Because when Arsenal won the league in '98, Arsenal won the double in '98. And what United did, they brought in York, they brought in Stam, they brought in Blomqvist, and they released a few players, and then they went on to do the treble. Now, what Berg was trying to say is that when we won the league, we didn't do like what United did. I agree to some extent, but at the same time, we did bring in players. We can't say that we didn't bring in players, but
players
perhaps
came
the
in.
quality wasn't what Berg wanted.
Yep.
You know, so Lufner went, we brought in Juste. Now, this isn't a knock on Juste, but he's not Lufner. Do you know what I mean? Thiago went, right? And who came in? Zahario came in. All right. Okay, Zahario isn't Thiago, but I think he's got potential. Vitor Gomez left. We brought in Bashiru and Mix. I think Bashiru's been a good signing. I think Mix is still questionable, but he's had some decent performances. Yeah. In all fairness, it's been one of those seasons where everything's gone wrong. So I don't think we can pinpoint one or two things that have gone wrong. It's been a combination of a lot of things.
Yep.
So, vale, I see
I gotta bring this up, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Oh yes. I even forgot about him, Yorgo. I even forgot about him. That's how irrelevant he is. I forgot about him. The best thing he did was smash the ball over the bar against was it Doxa? I can't remember.
Oh my god, man! How the months have just flown by. Mastena, Aprilin, Methavrio. Fucking hell, man!
Tell me about it. Fucking hell, Jesus! It's been terrible, man. Do you know what? This year has been. I don't think. The thing is, when we had COVID, we kind of obviously didn't know where we stood, but we were at home. That's what it was. Everyone was at home. But now, what has things been relaxed out in Cyprus? When I came, there weren't really that many issues. Like obviously, you had to wear a mask in the malls and all that. And
it's still the same. It's a lot more relaxed. You don't have to isolate for so long if you have COVID. The cases have gone up. They're like nearly 5,500 at the moment. So, but there's no indication that they're going to make things stricter. They're trying to just go on and live with it as a normal flu, which should be being done a long fucking time ago, because that's what I think it just is. It's a normal flu. When I would get sick, when you would get sick, you would probably do the same thing. This is what we're taught to do. So why is it any different than COVID? I'm not going to be sick and go outside, am I? I'm going to stay home until I get better.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised.
Obviously, there is a lot of idiots. We know that. I don't know.
Speaking of idiots, Putin. Yeah. Tell me what's happened in Cyprus, Donna, because a lot of people are asking me, like, what's happening with the Russians in Cyprus? Have they had their bank accounts frozen, all that kind of shit? What's going on?
I'm not sure to that extent, but it's pretty fucked up and pretty stupid, because we have a lot of Russian tourists. We have a lot of Russian people that have businesses in Cyprus. And stopping that, it's very idiotic. And I do think it's going to fuck the economy up. I don't know what the hell they're doing, man.
Isn't the president from Limassol originally?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So. And he was all right with the Russians pumping money into the marina, right?
Uh-huh.
So what's he doing now? Stopping them from... No. Do you think this is like his way of saying that, oh, I'm towing the line with NATO, but when everything calms down, it's back to normal again?
Bro, that's another fucking conversation that we need to have, but I'm not even going to get into the politics. But... people have different.
Well, I don't know, because I don't watch Rick or Mega and all that kind of stuff. I don't watch the IDCs. I can't be asked. So I just go on Twitter and see a few things here and there, but I don't keep up to date with stuff that's happening in Cyprus, because obviously I'm a Chalui, so I come to Cyprus on holiday and I gotta come home. No one wants to offer me a job in Cyprus because I'm too much of a liability.
My God.
I've come to live in Cyprus and work in Cyprus. You know?
I
don't think anyone will employ me, to be honest.
I'm sure Omonoia will hire you for something.
Nah, man, I'm too much of a problem. I speak too much. I say what's on my mind too much, and people don't like it.
That's a problem with people. They don't like that. That's how it's supposed to be. Shutting up in life doesn't get you anywhere.
I can work. Nick says I can work for Rick.
Oh shit, we did the same time.
Well, I can work for Rick. Who's going to employ me at Rick? Nick, do you work for Rick?
I
could do that. No problem. I would love to be in camping. I would love to be in that show. I love it. The thing is, I watched the latest episode. Do you think it's dragging out a bit too much now?
A bit, yeah.
So only now Nitz has found out that Sofia is with has got a kid. Like, only now.
I think there's something. Give me a second, bro. Give me a second. 1 minute.
All right.
Not literally Nick, 1 second.
Nick is in Germany. That's what you say to your missus. Give me 1 second. Oh, Jesus. You're in Germany. Wie geht's? Alles klar? Yeah, I can speak a little bit of Deutsch. I did German at secondary school, actually. I got a B. I got a B in German, a B in French, and I've got a B in my Greek. And I use German more than I use Greek, evidently.
I don't know, man.
What's wrong?
So
with
listen, what
what's
my
the-
girlfriend did.
Why everyone has to listen?
Everyone has to know. She was filling up the water bottle, and because it's from the filter, JP is imbarable slow, so it takes like ages. This is like a 2-liter bottle. So para na cazzo na vasto, sounds a bit wrong. Just put it there, Chiamondi. She bloody let the water running, JP and bandu. When I do something bad, you fucking get on my head. You fucked up now. Fucking hell, man. You see, I speak.
You do realize that once this stream is over, she's going to give you the biggest pustules you ever had in your life. You're sleeping on the canapé.
Once this pod is done, and I've gudala na burabu visa.
My mum used to chase me around the house with the gudala, right? She used to chase me around the house with the gudala when I was a kid. I used to go under the trapezi. She'd never try and chase me under there, so I'd stand under the trapezi. She'd get the carregles and start pushing them. If kikes for it.
My God. Can you stop barking?
Will Smith should join the cast of Camping to make it exciting. Right, before we I want to talk about this Will Smith thing afterwards, but tell me about Camping. Tell me about Camping. Yeah. I need to know what's going on because I'm watching it and I'm actually losing interest in it. I loved it. I binge watched it. Yeah, I watched the first season.
The last episode, Sophia told Nitsa she's the one carrying the baby.
Yeah. I'm like, they've just found out now. I mean, like, how are you dragging this for so long? And why is what's his name, Spinner fucking involved in the guns now? Why is this happening? I don't understand. And only now we found out now that he's got a crush on some girl and he got lamped the other day. He got knocked out by the. What's going on? The boy. Listen, if the boy is after a girl, yeah, and her boyfriend is beating him up, my guy has got guns. Why don't you just carry a fucking, you know what I mean? Carry a skeng on you and take it to school and shoot a boy in his legs. Like if this was England, mate, if this is England, forget it.
Get fucking stabbed in the eyes.
Yeah, everything, man. Everything. Jesus Christ. There's this girl who does these mini, like a 1-minute video where she goes around North London and she does like a tour guide kind of thing of all the ghetto areas. Like she did Wood Green, she did Edmonton the other day, which is where I'm originally from. So when I'm seeing all these things, like she goes, Edmonton is the home of the knives. I mean the nines. Yeah. If you don't know Edmonton, then you don't know the joke. But basically, she goes, Edmonton is home of the knives, not the nines. Now our postcode is N9. Yeah. Okay. So like in Cyprus, your zip code is 320, whatever the fuck it is, and there. Yeah. In England, as you probably are aware, they've got postcodes. So North London will be like N18, N9, N16, all that kind of shit. Yeah. N9 is Edmonton, but the gangs, they call themselves the Nines because they're from N9. Yeah. But she goes home with the knives, Masheka, nines, not nines. But there's a stabbing culture in North London. I mean, there is all over the UK anyway. But yeah, so she does all these videos, and it's bloody hilarious because she did Wood Green the other week, and that's another part of London which I know very, very well. And she ripped the piss out of it, but it's hilarious because it's spot on. It's absolutely spot on. I can't remember what I was getting at, to be honest. I've lost my train of thought.
Is it like a weird general podcast? I mean, Leon, not football related. Nothing related.
Yeah. George says, don't spoil it. I haven't started the second season yet. How far behind are you, man? You're about 37 episodes slow.
Πεθανίσκει ο Θανής, πεθανίσκει ο Γενούρκος. Εντάξει, no biggie.
But see, this is the thing again. Like this copper, the bent one. Yeah, what's his name? The dodgy cop. He's the best one. He's the funniest guy ever. How have they not figured out that he's not involved in it? Like, how? I don't get it. Like that's for me. That's disrespecting the Cypriot police, man. They're trying to say that they're thick. For me,
in a way.
You got the Mexicano that has got a kid with Sofia, and only now he's allowed to pay for child support. Child support from now, 300 euros a month. Was it 300 euros a month he's paying?
vamos a ver.
The kid is how old? 14. 13, 14. Only now he started to pay child support. Again, if this was England, you're paying child support from day dot, my friend, until she's 18. And he's only started to pay now.
Difference between UK and Cyprus, bro.
What about Mbiga? What's Mbiga going to be, though? Is he going to be
a what?
Mbiga. Come on. Isn't that what you guys do these days? When a girl gets married, her dad's got to give her a horko or some shit.
Κάτι τους γιούρε, κόπεδο, σπίτι, να μείνει.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever. I don't know.
What's Sadiq's dad going to give you?
Sadia, what's your dad going to give you when you get married? What did he give you? No. This house, basically. It's her house.
The thing is, you're very clever. Do you see what you just did? Do you know what you just did there? You said when you get married, not when we get married. You ain't got me on loudspeaker, have you?
No.
See, she didn't hear what I just said. If she goes back to watch this video, she's going to say, 1 minute, why didn't you... I noticed this. She hasn't noticed this yet, so clearly marriage isn't on her mind. He's avoiding the subject now.
Bro, my dog is
he doesn't want to talk about it.
My dog is fucked up. What did he eat? He ate a fucking tomato and he runs in the bed. He ate a fucking onion from the floor. This dog eats everything. He's a fucking cunt.
But they're dogs. What do you want him to do? Sit there and with a knife and fork?
He eats everything. They're not supposed to eat everything.
Your dog is going to sit down. Is he going to sit down and eat his osprey and what kind of shit with a knife and a fork and a call? That is a dog.
Six years. Onion, bro. Onion. Odi pefti hamet head out of high. Fucking dickhead.
Well, put a laxative in it and then see what happens.
Laxative.
You'll learn this lesson. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Such a cunt.
But yeah, show me. So tell me, what's going on with this whole Will Smith thing? Do you think it was fixed?
Why? I was reading your Twitter. You think it's fake? Why is it fake?
I think it's fake. All right.
No.
For a couple of days before the ceremony, I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about the Oscars last year having the lowest ever viewing numbers, right? And it got me thinking. Every time there's an award ceremony, something outlandish happens, right?
Yeah.
But it only really happens if the people involved have either got a new album coming out or whatever. So when I saw the slap, I thought, hang about, what's going on here? And I watched the footage again and I watched all these different clips, whatever. And Chris Rock has made the joke, yeah? Will Smith has laughed at it, and then he's got up and slapped him and gone and sat back down. He's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, whatever. But the first thing I thought was, well, why did
the sound, by the way, was fake. That's definitely fake sound.
Well, that's if you slap someone, it doesn't sound like you've punched the pillow, does it?
No.
Yeah. So I thought, all right, this is a bit of a strange one for me. Now, first of all, we know what happened with Will Smith and Jada and the whole August situation, yeah? The whole entanglement thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, hang about, bruv. Your missus has been playing away from home. All right, you've got an open relationship, right? So you can basically fuck other people as long as your other half knows, which for me is weird anyway. But
so
anyway, this is Hollywood. This is Hollywood. And for a long time, people have been taking the piss and joking about it. Now, from what I understand, wasn't this August Ames guy like the same age as their son?
No.
Weren't they like mates?
No.
So you're happy for people to be poking fun and be saying all this shit about you and your missus, how she's gone off with some other guy. But then he makes a joke about her being in G.I. Jane and you get angry. Bearing in mind that he laughed originally. He laughed originally, and then she must have given him a look, and then he stood up and he did what he had to do. Right now, again, then I see people on social media saying, "Oh, alopecia, it's a medical condition." Da, 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 da. All right, it is a medical condition, but is it one that can end your life? Is it cancer? No. Is it something really, really serious? Let's just get it right, yeah? These people in Hollywood have got enough money to have hair transplants, all that kind of shit. No. So why hasn't she done that if it's such a major thing? I'll tell you why, yeah? Because she probably is going to do a movie where she has a head shaved or whatever, or maybe she just likes the look because she's empowered. Yeah, that's the new thing now. She's empowered, right? And she wants attention. So the other thing I thought, well, Will Smith has never won an Oscar before. That was his first Oscar. Yep. Yeah. And people saying, well, why would he stage something like this? Why would he, ruin his reputation? His reputation isn't ruined. His reputation isn't ruined. He's got enough going on right now for him to carry on his legacy. I mean, fuck's sake, he's got the new Fresh Prince, which is the new one, the remake of Fresh Prince, which is called Bel-Air, and that's doing pretty well. Yeah. And notice how that is completely different to the original. Notice how there's profanity, how there's sex, how there's all this kind of stuff. And perhaps this Will Smith that we saw last night is a new version of Will Smith. The clean-cut Will Smith is gone. This is the new one. Maybe we're going to see much more darker movies from him, so to speak. Much more. Do you get what I'm saying? It all ties in for me. And then I Googled Chris Rock tour. He's got a UK tour coming up.
Really?
He's got a UK tour coming up next month. No, May. Apologies. In May. Or is it?
I did read that the tickets were oversold because of what happened. So clicks.
There's a lot of things, man. And this, the one thing I will say, whatever happens in Hollywood, don't be surprised if it's all fixed. For me, Ricky Gervais's speech, was it last year or the year before? I don't know if you saw Ricky Gervais's speech.
I did. Fucking legend. He's a fucking legend, man.
And he said all of those things, and yet he's still out there. He's still doing stuff in Hollywood. So regardless of what is said or what is done, unless you're Epstein, you're all right. That's it. You're all right. I mean, look at Woody Allen. Is it Woody Allen? Not Woody Allen, the director. Is it Woody Allen? I forget his name. Shit. Is it Woody Harrelson? No, it's Woody Allen. Didn't he marry like his stepdaughter or some shit? Or wasn't he dating his stepdaughter? Well, the fuck knows.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, hang about. Let's have a look. Yeah, he married his stepdaughter. He married his stepdaughter.
Fuck does that, man? Man.
Hollywood, bruv. It's Hollywood.
Fucking hell, man.
But when Gervais said what he had to say, when he goes, if ISIS created a streaming service, you guys would do it. Because he spoke about like Netflix and Apple and all that kind of stuff. He goes, Apple, you guys are appearing in films and shows made by Apple, and yet Apple have got fucking sweatshops in China where 5-year-olds are building iPhones.
Literally,
you ain't wrong. If ISIS made
that guy's.
If ISIS made a streaming service, you guys would.
Have you seen this series Afterlife?
I haven't. No. I should. I haven't.
Oh God, bro! There's a scene. There's a scene. He's walking by a school, and there's this little ginger kid, and he points out and he says, "Pedo, pedo, pedo." And he turns around to the kid and he says, "Even if I was a pedo, I wouldn't go for you, you ginger little fat cunt."
You love to see it. Oh man, I've just got a text from my mate Paul, who's a guy for Nigeria. And I texted him last night. I said, "I've just seen the scenes at full time." I said, "Hope you and the family and everyone else is okay." He goes, "Yeah, we're okay, thanks. Had to wait a while before leaving." Jesus Christ. I haven't heard back from Francis, to be honest, but check out Gervais's tweet after the Oscars, pure gold. Yeah, I've seen his tweets. I've seen them, yeah. But he's right though. He's right about a lot of the stuff that he says, man. Oh man. But yeah.
This,
Right. So let me see if I can bring this up. Ah, okay. Well, maybe your dog wants to eat that as well.
Yeah, probably. Hella, come. Hella.
What are talking about? So, 1 minute. Hold on.
My life's going to be interesting
Right.
after this.
Here we go. Where is he? Mirko Gafford. He was with us 2018, 2019. You don't remember him? This guy. You don't remember him?
I don't, which is very weird.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I've been messaging him, so hopefully I'll get him on the show. If you don't remember him, then no one else will, to be honest, but it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Because we haven't done many interviews this season, have we? We haven't done that many. Because I'm trying to get Cafu back on. You said we'll do it.
That'll be good.
But why don't we ask the viewers, all 12 of them now watching now, who they'd like to see? And don't give me NOUNA assist because NOUNA won't do it. We've tried NOUNA several occasions. Which Omonoia player would you like to? Which returning? Who shall we get on that's been on already? I'm sure there's some other ones that other people would like to see. Who do you want to come back on anyway, Chris? Who would you like to see come back on?
I'd like to get Nguni back on.
I'm sure we could do that. I'm sure he'd like to do it.
Easy.
Anyone else?
The people that was on, I don't know.
What about Fofi?
Coffee? Yeah. I wasn't on the previous one. I think it would be nice to interview him.
Yeah. I've got this new vape stick. I threw away I traded in my old one, and I got this one, which is the highest is like 80 watts, I think. The other one went to like 220. But this one is, to be honest, I love the disposable ones. I love them. But there's two things. First of all, they're expensive, right? Okay, in Cyprus, I know they're like 7-8 euros, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here, I can get 5 for 25 quid. The same ones, right? But I know that those 5 will not last me more than a week because you puff and you puff and you puff. Whereas with these ones, all right, they're not as, they don't give you that hit. Mm-hmm. They don't give you that hit, but they're cost effective. I need to find him. Definitely, that's
talking about Moreira or goalkeeper, right? There wasn't another Moreira. Yeah, that would be an interesting one.
Didn't he go to Forest for a bit?
I don't know, man. Whoever leaves on money, I don't even give a shit.
I'm sure didn't he go to Forest? I'm sure he went to Forest. Was it Swansea? I can't remember. He did come to England. With Wales, Swansea's in Wales. I'm not talking about.
Let me check that, my friend.
Was it Swansea before us? I can't remember.
Swansea. It was Swansea before Omonoia.
He's at Bark.
Is
he?
He is. No, he's a goalkeeper coach. He's not playing for Balk.
Right. Okay. Well, if he's at Balk, I'm sure I can find someone that works for Balk and see if they can put us in touch. Mind you, he's a goalkeeping coach, and there's a whole heap of goalkeeping coaches out there. They've got like a massive WhatsApp group, and they all message each other and all that. So I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah. Not a problem. Who else can we get on? I would like to be able to. Maybe we could get Michael back on the show.
I'm sure he'll do it. Maybe not now, obviously.
I think that's something the fans would love.
I'm sure he'll do it, man. I don't see there being an issue. Michael will do it. Why'd you tie his hair up?
Bro, don't ask me, bro. It's my girlfriend, man. Don't ask me. Look, he even has a fucking wardrobe, man. My girlfriend.
It's cold.
We need to get this done. bro, we need to pull as much strings as we can. Roy, if you're watching, βάρτα μέσα σου, κάμε να μου μπορείς.
Please, I don't know what he's doing with himself. Like, is he coaching? Is he? If someone can give me a lead, like, is he coaching at a club? Is he? I don't know, cleaning windows. What's he doing? No, what's he doing? If someone can tell me what he's doing with himself right now, I will find a way to get in touch with him. I messaged Andone, the coach, the Romanian coach, and he hasn't got back to me. Maybe he doesn't speak English, I don't know, but fuck knows. He'd be good to have on. I know he was in briefly.
By the way, it's WrestleMania weekend.
Is it 2? Are they doing it over 2 days again?
Nah.
Why do they do that? Well, there's no need to do it over 2 days.
And Triple H retired, by the way, since you are a wrestling fan.
Oh, well,
you know why he nearly died, that's why.
Well, I didn't really think that he was going to continue wrestling. I mean, when was the last time he actually got in the ring?
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, what's he going to do? What matches have been announced? I haven't watched WWE in months.
So, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, God almighty.
It's for AJ Styles versus Edge.
Really?
Yeah. And Seth Rollins.
Is that for any titles?
No. And Seth Rollins versus someone that he didn't announce, but Cody Rhodes is coming back because he left AEW. He's coming back.
For fuck's sake.
You see, this is what you get on the No Chufters podcast. Wrestling updates, life updates, COVID updates, political updates.
Why is Cody Rhodes being brought back? I don't understand. Like, he left to help create AEW to rival WWE, and they brought him back. Skara, he's one. Skara.
This is something I would love, but maybe some fans wouldn't like this because he played for the other team. But for me, bro, he's my childhood hero. I love this guy. I don't care if he played for the others. I love him. And in fact, even when he scored against us, he never actually celebrated, unlike someone else who went there.
Well, we can try. What's the worst that can happen? Might say no. I mean, I messaged Aguiar last season, and he said to me, I don't know if the fans will want me on. I'm like, why? He goes, because
why?
A lot of people, because apparently a lot of people gave him stick back end of his Omonoia career. And I said, no, man, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Times change.
Do you remember Stefan Brasas?
Mm-hmm.
Tank. Fucking tank.
I'll find him. He's hard to get. Who? Lefties. Well, yeah, why not? Let's give him a try. I'll get my thinking cap on. Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to discuss? Because we've gone for over an hour, man. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. I'm fucking freezing. I've started this. I've started my diet. So like, I'm like fasting between 8 a.m. till 12 in the afternoon. Sorry, 8 p.m. till 12 the next day afternoon.
So you fast for, you do 18-6, right? No, 12-8. Fast for 12 and you eat and only, that's good, bro.
Yeah. I've started today.
What do you do when you fast though? You're only allowed water and coffee.
Water and coffee. Yeah.
Nah.
I'm on my third coffee already. It's only midday. Well, I can break my fast now, but yeah, I don't know what I want. I really don't know what I want, to be honest. I'm like really fussy. Tomorrow, I'm changing the subject now. Thursday, my daughter's got this. It's the Easter hat parade at her school. Yeah. So you sit down and you make a hat, an Easter bonnet parade. That's what they call it. Yeah. And about, when was it? Not last year. Last year, they didn't have one. The year before, they didn't do it because of COVID. Must be about 4 years ago. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, we did one at her school. And I had this, it was wicked. Yeah. I'll send you a photograph of it. It was a straw hat. And I put like pink feathers and shit right around the trim, And then at the top, I painted like this rainbow thing, and I got a unicorn. I stuck it on. I got a rainbow going over it. I got some lights, battery operated lights. It was mad. Yeah, she didn't win. Do you know which kid won though? Some kid that had a black hat with a flona stuck on. That won it. That won it. All that effort, and some kid with a black top hat with a flona stuck on. That won it. So I'm thinking this year, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Paper mache, mate. That's the way forward.
Probably bribe them under the table.
No. There was a reason why that kid won. I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, I've got the straw hat this year. Yeah, hang about. Let me get it. 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. That's one bit. Fuck's sake. Are you still eating? You ready? You're ready for me? Right, okay, so check this out.
I'm a test.
I've got the hat. That's the hat. I thought the camera was there with Mike is. That's the hat, yeah? So what I've done, I've got a balloon and I got some newspapers. I made paper mache. You ever heard of paper mache? Yeah, got a whole heap of glue and water and got bits of newspaper, and I blew up a balloon. So when this dries, it's still a bit wet. I'm going to pop it, and then I'm going to kind of like make it over the hat like that. So, you know, obviously you can't make it right now, but I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to slip it on the top of the hat, and then I'm going to use these feathers to stick it round it. And I've also got felt, which I'm going to stick round the balloon or the paper mache, and then stick the feathers on it. And I've got eyes.
Fantasy, yeah.
I've got eyes, yeah. And then with the orange felt, I'm going to put some legs and a beak, and then it's going to be like a chick coming out of the egg. So I'm just going to get some white paper and just wrap it on the top and then cut it. So it's almost as if like a zigzag. Oh, when it's done, I'll take a picture of it and put it on my social media. It's probably going to look it's not going to look like how I want it to. I know, but yeah.
If we don't win this year, we riot.
If we don't win this year, I said to my daughter, if we don't win this year, then they ain't doing it ever again. Fuck them. You could just go in with a hat and do some shit, because I'll try my best, man. But they don't appreciate creativity, bruv. That's the thing. And that's another reason why I probably wouldn't get a job in Cyprus, because I'm out there. And I'm going to tell you this now. I've told this to Roy, so I'm not afraid to talk about it. I suffer from depression and anxiety, yeah? And it happens from time to time. I know when it's going to happen because I feel the funk coming on. Do you get what I'm saying? It's almost like when you feel like you got a cold or a flu coming on, you feel it. So when I'm about to get in that funk, I know when it's going to happen. So I don't really use social media too much. I don't really talk to people too much. And then I'm one of these people who's like, leave me alone for a day or two and I'll be fine after that. Let me deal with it myself. When I was younger, I didn't know what it was. And when I first met my missus, she always used to say to me, oh, you're so miserable sometimes. Like, why don't you want to go here? Why don't you do this? And I didn't really know how to explain myself. I didn't know what it was. And it's only when I did a bit more research and looking into it, it's like, shit, it's actually anxiety. Like I didn't like going to, I mean, don't get me wrong, going to football matches and going clubbing, I was all right with, because my mind was on other things. But going to like family dues, weddings, birthdays, I couldn't be fucking bothered. And then I'd go there, I'd be miserable because I just didn't feel like I wanted to be there. It wasn't like me I didn't want to be there, but I knew my anxiety was making it worse. And for me there, Chris, small talk is the worst thing for me. But I don't do small talk. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel really uncomfortable with it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't talk at all, bro. I'm a proud. Am I an introvert that doesn't like people?
Introvert, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a proud introvert, bro. Proud introvert. I don't mind it at all. I'm not a people guy. I don't have to be a people guy. I have my friends. So Shame.
Well, look, I've got, for example, if I went to like a mate's house, yeah, and they introduced me to their brother or their sister or their parents, and they didn't really have much to say. Like, you know what it's like? I mean, mind you, I don't know what it's like in Cyprus, but if I go to a friend's house who's Cypriot, for example, and I've never met his parents before, the standard questions are like, which hotkoy is your mum from? Which hotkoy is your dad from? That kind of stuff. And then you start talking, the next minute you find out that you're a distant relative or whatever. Right. Anyway, it is what it is. That I can handle. But when I speak to people that I hardly know and we've got nothing in common, like they don't like sport, they don't like certain films, or they don't like this, they don't like that, I struggle to have conversations with these people because I don't like forcing the issue. If I get on with you, I'm going to get on with you. I can talk for hours, as you can tell. You know, we can talk for hours. But if it's someone who doesn't talk much or I've got hardly anything in common, that's when it gets ramped up. I'm like, I don't really feel it. I can't talk, I can't say nothing. And it's like, oh, you're, you know, I said, my missus was like, oh, you're rude. You don't really make conversation. I'm like, I don't know what to say to people that I've got nothing in common with. And that's when my anxiety starts flipping, you know, ramping up, because I'm like, what do you want me to talk about? Like, you're putting me under pressure to talk. Do you know what I'm saying? And going back to what I was saying before, like, I spoke about this with Roy. When I do a lot of Instagram videos and a lot of, you know, edits and all that kind of stuff, the best material I put out is when my depression and my anxiety is up there, because I need to do something to take my mind off it. Hence the reason why I do all of these things. I might go for a walk, or I might go to the gym or whatever. But when I'm feeling low, I say to myself, Stel, like, snap out of it. You're going to be fine. It really ain't that deep. Do something to take your mind off things. So when I first started doing the Instagram videos, when obviously you started seeing them, when I was going fucking all in, that's when I was at my lowest, because I needed to do something and it's almost as if I flicked the switch and that was it, boom. So the next time you see a fucking phenomenal video from me, it's probably because I feel like shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. But I'm not going to lie to you, man. I used to work for Disney, in their social media team. And I used to travel from Wood Green to Hammersmith every morning. And that was like a 45-minute train journey. And I hated working there, bruv. Like, I hated it, you know? And people talk, oh, yeah, Disney's a lovely company. Well, do you know what? For the majority of people that work there, yeah, they loved it, but I hated it. And there's a lot of politics involved. I was the oldest person in my team. How old was I then? 36, 37. And the people were like 10 years younger than me. They had their glickers. I was the only straight male in the team as well, which put me at a disadvantage, believe it or not. Yeah, bruv, like, honestly, like, being a straight male working at Disney in the team that I was in, marketing, social media, I wasn't hiding to nothing. The thing is, when I had my first appraisal with my manager, they said to me, oh, yeah, you got a lot of character, this and that. I says, yeah, but I don't see myself working in this company for too long. I says, I don't really like the environment I'm in. And to be honest, I'm not the kind of person that wants to progress in this organization. And he was shocked. He was like, what, don't you want to? I says, if I want to work for Disney long term, it will be for ESPN, because ESPN are owned by Disney, sports company. I'd want to work for them, but within Disney, I don't want it. I don't. And the thing is, it's just little things here and there, bruv. Like, I was like, do you know what? I don't see myself working here, man. I really don't see it. And I think it came to a point where, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to say this straight up. I was at a difficult stage of my life at the time. Within like a couple of months of working there, like I say, it was long. I'd be getting up, I'd be getting the train, hardly seeing my kids, because by the time I got home, she'd be in bed. And this was happening for a couple of months. Do you get what I'm saying? And then my funk hit properly. And I woke up one morning, I'll never forget this. It was a Wednesday. And I woke up and I was like, how am I going to kill myself today? That is like the lowest I've been for a long time. I mean, I'd had those thoughts when I was younger, but nothing to that extent. And I actually remember going to King's Cross, because I got the the underground from Turnpike Lane to King's Cross, which was only a few stops, and I had to change. And when I got on the platform to change, I looked at the board, which told me when the next train was coming. I was like, I'm going to jump in front of this fucking train. I'm going to jump in front of it. And then it came to a point where I was like, hang about, I snapped out of it. I was hanging about, still, you got a kid. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You got a kid. How would she live her life knowing that her dad took his own life? She'd be blaming herself. Because that's what kids do, don't they? They don't really see things. They don't really know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? They don't know their environment. They don't understand things. You know, my daughter sees something on television, or she sees people arguing in the streets, and she wants to know what's going on. Like, what's that all about? So inquisitive, because they're like sponges. But when a child sees something like that, they don't understand. And when people tell them, "Oh, how can you tell a kid that someone has taken their own life?" Like, how do you explain it to them? And I know that if that happened, you know, the long-term effects will be irreparable. Will be irreparable, bruv. So my daughter and my family have been keeping me going for a long time. A long time. Again, I'm not afraid to admit it. But again, it's come to a point where I understand myself more. I understand what's going on in my head more. So whereas before I'd feel like it's the end of the world, my life is done, I don't want to live anymore. I've done a 180, and it's been like, Judge, you know what? Things really ain't that bad. You're fortunate to be in a position that many people would love to be in. You've got a life that many people, and things are far, far worse. And you look at the news, for fuck's sake. Shit's going on in Ukraine. Shit's happening in Yemen. Like, there's poverty everywhere.
Bro, we take life for granted many times.
Like, what have I got to be depressed about? Okay, fair enough. I understand, like, depression is a thing that is very difficult to explain to people, and people that don't go through it, it's difficult for them to understand. And I know people that have it worse than me. Do you get what I'm saying? But I always say to them, you need to keep your mind busy, because when your mind isn't busy, that's when your thoughts go elsewhere. So I say to people, go to the gym, go for a walk, watch a show on television, do something that keeps your mind distracted, because when you're in that dark place,
when you're alone in your thoughts, you're fucked, basically.
Exactly. So you need to distract your brain. You need to distract it. That's the best advice I can give to anyone that's feeling like shit. Don't get me wrong, talking about it is cool. Like, I've got no problem. I will talk to anyone about it. If anyone's feeling like shit and, you know, they need someone to talk to, especially a person that doesn't understand them, like, because you could talk to family and friends, but family and friends will tell you what you want to hear. They won't tell you what you need to hear. There's a difference. Yeah.
A lot of people keep it in, though, because they feel like they're going to be judged in a way, and you know that. And you know that, I don't know if it's in the UK or worldwide, most people that kill themselves are men, right? Men. There. Yeah. It's highest than anything. Why do you think that is? Because they're afraid they're going to be judged. Their macho is going to be judged. A lot of things. Bro, even me and you, when a lot of things are fucked up in our life, we just fucking shut up and keep it. That's how we are, man. But it's not really good. It doesn't really get any better by just fucking keeping it. So anyone, even people watching, if there's anything that's going on in your life, just, man, speak up. Speak up.
Phile, let me tell you something, yeah? I had a friend. I say had because not that I've fallen out with him. He's just disappeared off the face of the planet. And I don't know where he is. And God forbid something's happened to him. I don't know. But I remember back in, let me think now, 2005. 2005. This guy, I'm not going to say his name, but we used to do everything together. We used to go to football matches. We used to drink. I used to drink, so I don't drink anymore. It's been about 12 years since I had some alcohol. But anyway, I used to do all sorts of shit, weed, whatever. We had a laugh, yeah. Top bloke. We had a barrel. We used to go out. It was wicked. Do you get what I'm saying? We used to drive to Wood Green, yeah, shopping city, drive to the top of the car park where you can see practically the whole of London and just smoke weed all night. That's what we did. I don't give a fuck what people were watching. I was 24, man. Do you know what I mean? Who didn't do shit when they were younger? Anyway, we were mates, and his mum and dad were older than you'd expect. So like he was early 20s, but his parents are like 30, 40 years older than him. So they were a different kind of age. I mean, my dad is 70, yeah? I'm 40, so there's a 30-year gap, don't get me wrong. But the mentality was different. My dad's mentality was different to his parents. So while the age gap was big between him and his parents, the mentality was different.
Yeah.
And there was something eating him. And we couldn't quite put our finger on it. Like, he was a quiet lad, but you could tell that there was something not right. Until one day, he had a conversation with another mate of mine who's got 6 or 7 brothers and sisters from different mums. Yeah, they're half brothers and half sisters. And he was talking about his brothers and sisters, how he didn't like them, whatever. And my mate turned around and said to him, well, at least you still got brothers and sisters. And that's when everyone kind of like, what do you mean still got? And he basically said to us that his brother passed away, he committed suicide, and he had a drug and alcohol addiction. And what had happened was he'd left the house to go with his girlfriend, and they were living in a flat, and no one had heard from him for a couple of weeks. And then the police showed up at his door and he said, we've got some bad news. We found your son's body or your brother's body. Like, he'd been dead for like a week, but the girlfriend had left the flat and left him there. So the guy had been dead for a week and no one had known what was going on. Anyway, so obviously he had that in his head, but he didn't talk about it. He didn't want to talk about it. Anyway, fast forward a few months, I'm at work. I get a call from his mum, right? My mate's mum. Right, Stel, listen, sorry to bother you, but something's happened. Can you come to the hospital? And I was working in Islington at the time, and he was at the UCL, which was just up the road. So I'll go, yeah, no worries, I'll come down. Tell me where I need to go. So I've gone there, and his mum has said to me, he left a suicide note. Yeah, he left a suicide note, and he basically overdosed on painkillers and alcohol. And I've gone in that hospital room. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bruv? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this shit? I was so angry at him. But again, I'm 24, 25. So I don't understand. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't understand why you do that. I can't understand why, we're having jokes, we're having fun, and all of a sudden you want to end your life. Like, how have you gone from there to there? It didn't make no sense to me. And he's saying to me, I hate my life. Nothing's going on. I'm like, bruv, like, what is wrong with your life? Like, what is wrong? Like, you got a half decent job. All right. You've got a few skeletons and you've got a few demons, but we've all got them. But what has brought this on? Don't know. And for weeks on end, it was literally call him every hour to see what he's doing. Like, are you okay? What's going on? Yeah, I'm at work and this and that, whatever. Let's meet up tonight. Let's do this and that. And it got me shook. It got me fucking shook. And then his mum died. She died, like, out of the blue. So, and this happened within the space of a year, right? So he's lost his brother. He's lost his mum. Now, his relationship with his dad wasn't too great, but they got on. It wasn't great, but they got on for the sake of getting on. And again, I didn't find out about his mum dying until like 2-3 months after. He didn't tell no one. He held it in for 2-3 months. It was only when I went to Bolton, because we went to Man United against Bolton, I took him up there with me. And on the way up there, I'm driving, right? I'm driving up, and he says to me, oh, yeah, just a couple of conversations, by the way, my mum died. Oh, what? What? And this is what I'm saying, like,
fuck, man.
You can't get in people's heads. You can't work out people. Even if you think you know them, like the back of your hand, you can't work it out. His mum had died 2 or 3 months prior to me seeing him, and he didn't tell me until I'm driving up the fucking M6. Like, bro, what's going on? And again, I can't enjoy this game of football because I'm thinking about him. But at the same time, it's taking his mind off things. That's it, right? So we drive back. He's telling me that she had heart problems. And in fact, when he tried to kill himself, he used her pain meds. And that's when it started to make sense. Yeah? Anyway, fast forward a few more months again. What happens? I get a text from him. I'm going to end my life. Oh. I'm going to end my life. And by then, I'm like, fuck me. So I've got in my car and I've booted all the way to fucking Camden. I'm like, what's wrong with you, bruv? Like, what's going on? And again, in my head, I can't understand why he's doing this. I can't understand why he wanted to. But then again, thinking back, his brother died, his mum died. Like, he doesn't get on with his dad. He left his job. He was with a girl. Like, that didn't work out. There's loads of other factors, but obviously and what made it even worse today is that he had no other family. He didn't have cousins. He didn't have uncles. The only relative we knew he had was in Ireland. And even then, they only saw each other like once a year. So what happened there? Less than a year later, his dad dies.
Fucking hell, man.
So he's on his own. He's on his own. And he and I drifted apart. I always say drifted apart. He wasn't answering phone calls. He wasn't answering texts. He wasn't... I tried calling him. Phone was dead. Has he changed his number? What's he doing with his life? Is he still where he lives? Don't know. The only person I knew was still in contact with him was a guy. They used to meet up every now and again to smoke a bit of weed or whatever. And even him, when I spoke to him a year and a half ago, like, have you spoken to so-and-so? No, I haven't seen him. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So no one knows where he is. No one. For all I know, he could be dead in his flat. For all I know. I don't know, bruv. And I think this is the one thing that's been eating me for the past couple years since the last time we spoke, because I don't know what he's doing with himself. I don't know how to find him. He's not on social media. He's not on Facebook. He's not on nothing. And the people that I know that knew him, they don't know. So I think that's the one regret I've had, not being able to keep in touch with him, just to see, not out of curiosity, just to see if he's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's tough, bruv. It's tough. But this is what I'm saying. When you've got demons, you need people around you. And whether or not you want them, or it's tough. You've got to have them if you're going to survive. But then you've got people that feel that that's it for them. They can't do anything else.
Yeah.
They feel they're worthless. And they feel that talking to people, because he felt that he was a burden. I said, bruv, like, don't be silly. He goes, oh, you got a kid? I said, bro, listen, I've got a kid, yes, but I can make time for my mates. You know, I don't have to sit and watch TV. I can come and meet you, or you can come round. Like, the door's always open. You're never going to be a burden. Like, you're my mate. Do you know what I mean? Your family, practically. Like, you knew my parents, do you know what I'm saying? So when you see shit like that happening to your friends, and that's again, people that are watching, yeah, I know I've been going on for too long, but if you got a friend that has got problems, don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. All right, you might come to a point where the straws broke the camel's back. Okay, if they're stealing from you and all that kind of shit, all right. Some people, you could just say, right, do you know what? That's the path that they're going to go down. But if you believe that you can help make a difference, do it. Not for your conscience. Not for your conscience, because I'm not saying this because I've got, my conscience isn't clear and I've got a guilty conscience. So I did all I could to help my mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I was there as much as I possibly could be. But he's the one that decided to cut it off. And do you know what? If he's safe and happy in his new life, fine. I'm cool with that. If he felt that changing his number and completely alienating himself or starting a new life, cool. Like, if he's all right, then that's fine. For me, that's all right. I've got no issues with it. But it's very difficult to give up on people when you give a shit about them, you know? And it's like I said, I think that's the only thing that eats me alive at the moment. That's the only thing. Anything else I've done in my past, no, because I've learned from it. I've learned from my mistakes, and I've learned from my misdemeanors, just to put it that way. Because I could write a book on a lot of things that I've done in my life, and I'm not going to get into it right now because now's not the time. But people that know me very well can attest to it. But when it comes to people that got their demons, man, it's tough. It's tough. We've done an hour and a half, and I think I've done an hour talking, bro.
I don't mind, man. I don't mind. It's just like you said, we can talk for hours. I like listening. I like listening to the stories that you say. And again, it's life tips, let's say. It's not only about the podcast, not only about Omonoia. We're speaking life. So I think it's important that we can get these this message out to whoever's watching, whoever might be dealing with some demons or some personal shit. Don't keep it in. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Euro says Wood Green in Shepherd's Bush. No, Wood Green in North London. Shepherd's Bush is more towards White City, East London ways. In fact, Shepherd's Bush is right by Queen's Park Rangers Stadium. So if you go to Shepherd's Bush or White City Station, you can walk to Queen's Park Rangers Stadium, no problem. Well, it's called the Kian Prince Stadium. This is a lad that I think was in QPR's academy and he was murdered, I think, and they named the stadium after him. So yeah, well, again, yeah. This shit happens in London, man. Yeah. He was 15 years old and he was stabbed outside the London Academy in Edgware. I think he was a QPR Academy player. Yeah. It's mad. It's all mad. Like the kid that, I think the kid that, how old was he? I can't remember. Yeah, the kid that killed him was sentenced to life with a minimum of 13 years. And this happened in 2006, but he might be let out.
Lord.
Our revolving door justice system. You can murder someone, go in for 13 years, and they'll let you out. That's fine. This is London.
It's a bit stupid.
Yeah, anyway, it is what it is.
How Yeah,
let's do it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This is some kind of therapy for everyone or anyone.
It was a therapy.
I think we've got a lot more of these shows to come. I think I'm going to start telling people about my life stories and shit like that, which will completely freak people out and get a lot of people unsubscribing as well. You did what? You knew who? Fucking hell. Oops. Anyway, why don't you wrap it up, man? You wrap it up. Come on.
Oh, it's been a pretty boring week. No football. I think this podcast was nice in a way because we did manage to speak generally about a lot of things. Fortunately, we didn't have.
Pedro was here.
No.
Next time.
No. No Gubes, no podcast. Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't even know how to wrap it up because I feel like calm in a way. I feel like this has been a therapy. It's actually helped me. I don't know.
And you haven't had to smoke anything either, which is good.
I don't smoke anyway. I just vape, but I can't even vape.
Grima. COVID got you, mate. COVID.
I'm good.
You got fake COVID, mate. Hi there, Naxi. Boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. As I said before, if you want to talk, we're here. We're good listeners. We don't even have to talk on the podcast. If you're following us on Instagram, DM us, whatever. And yeah, we'll be back very soon. We've got a game on Monday, the 4th. So hopefully we'll do a match review. I was going to say preview, review. And we'll get Roy back on as well because Roy's back from Berlin. He's walked 32 kilometers. He walked 32 kilometers in the name of love. Jesus, that's a lot of walking. Ade,